Hello and welcome to the Sixth Form Advisory Information presentation. This is Mr. Twitchin here. This short presentation is designed to provide some key pieces of advice for Year 13 students and parents. So in this short presentation, it's my intention to briefly cover three specific areas. Firstly, about accepting offers and the UCAS process. Secondly, to briefly talk about the post-results support that's available here through the Sixth Form team at HGS. And then finally, just to touch very briefly on student finance, you'll be receiving further information about this in an additional presentation. So, receiving offers through UCAS. Many students will have received offers from universities. Students need to check UCAS Track regularly to monitor offers as they come in. Now, the deadline for universities to make offers to you is the 20th of May. So that is the deadline that universities need to meet to make sure that they've got all their offers out to all of their prospective students. So this means that you should not worry at this stage at all if offers have not yet been made, even if friends have received all of their offers, for example. University processes vary and are dependent on the actual institution, courses, faculties, colleges, etc. So please don't panic if other people have received offers and you are still waiting on some. However, if you have not received communication from universities by that date, the 20th of May, then please do let us know at school, because then we can help to investigate why that hasn't been made, why that hasn't been forthcoming. So when those offers are in, it's really important that you take the time to reflect on those offers and to make a really considered judgment. So you are about to make a very important decision about your future, and it is not one that you should rush. Now, we know that universities are applying some pressure to students to accept offers, in particular this year we're finding. We need to remember that for universities, this is also a business. And we need to remember that offers will not be retracted by universities until the final deadline has passed, and that's not until June. So more on that in a moment. But you should not feel under pressure to rush into accepting offers at this stage. Because this is such an important decision, taking that time is vital, and we think that there are three key tests or questions that you need to consider before committing to a course. Now, you will also have already considered these things, but at this point, before you make your final decision, I think it's really important just to consider these three. So firstly, is this definitely the right course for me? Is the course set up in the way that I would want it to be? Is it assessed in the way that I'm expecting and that I think will suit me? Are the modules that are on offer actually the ones that I want to be doing? Is this the right course? Secondly, is this somewhere that I want to live for the next 3 years? And that's a really, really important consideration, and it's one that you will have thought about when putting in your application through UCAS, but that may have been some time ago. So really take that time just to stop and think, is this actually somewhere that I want to commit to live for that length of time? And finally, just another reflection on grades. Now, we know that the situation is somewhat different this year, but just look at the grades that are required for those courses. Are they achievable? Is that something that you can aspire to? Is that something that you think, you know what, I have demonstrated some evidence of being able to achieve that grade, I think I can do it. Now, if your university choices meet those three tests, then I think that's a pretty, gives you a pretty good foundation from which to then go and make a really positive decision going forward. Now, at this stage, it's important just to remember how many points different grades are worth. So your offers will be or will have been made in one of two forms. Either through specific grade requirements, for example, a university might say you need to achieve an A in 2Bs, or through a stated number of UCAS points. Now, the tariffs applied to the grades are outlined on this slide, and there are 4 different types of qualification here, so it's just important that you're clear on the tariff weighting that is applied to the different gradings within these types of qualifications. So, when you're ready to accept your offers, you will need to log onto UCAS Track. You must confirm the acceptance of offers by the 10th of June 2021. So that is your deadline to accept the offers that universities have made to you. This is the final deadline. If offers are not accepted by this date, all offers will be considered to have been declined. So this really is your final deadline. So I said earlier, there's no need to rush, and there isn't. But this is the final deadline. You cannot go beyond the 10th of June 2021. So when accepting your offers, you should select your first choice, the one you most want to go to, as your conditional firm. You should also select a second choice as a conditional insurance. The firm choice, as I said, is your number one pick and the one that you most want to study at, having considered all of the offers really carefully. Now, with your conditional insurance, it is advisable that this insurance choice is a course with lower entry requirements than your firm choice. Remember, this is essentially your backup. So whatever your choice of your conditional firm and conditional insurance, it's vitally important that you would want to study at both institutions and study both courses that you have selected, as this is considered to be a final decision. So remember those 3 tests. Is it a course you want to study? Is it a place you want to live? And are those grades achievable? After confirming these 2 choices, your other offers will essentially be declined. So you accept 2, a conditional firm and a conditional insurance. Any other offers that have been made, once you've made your decision, will be declined. So remember that you can accept these offers any time up until the 10th of June. You should be aware, however, that accepting offers does trigger the next stages in the process within universities. So this includes things like accommodation, for example. So once you have made your decision, that process is triggered and the wheels are in motion, and you'll start to receive information about that university, so that you can start arranging accommodation, etc. Now, this is what's on the slide now is what this will look like, an example on UCAS Track. Once you've made your conditional firm, which you can see there with the arrow and the CF, and if you just go to the left of that, you can see the conditions, and where you can see reply, it says firmly accepted. And then the conditional insurance, and you can see that the CI and the arrow, if you go to the left, you can see the conditions, and you'll see next to it, it says insurance under reply. You will also notice that on the other two that do not have arrows pointing to them, it says declined. You don't actually need to do anything to make it say declined. As I said earlier, once you've accepted your conditional firm and your conditional insurance, the other choices will essentially become declined. So that is the process that you go through on UCAS Track. So a little something about the post-results support at HGS. So we will communicate further information about Results Day to you nearer the time and when the government plans have been confirmed. When results are released, the following support is available through school, and we will have a large number of people in school and on hand to answer any questions or to support and advise students on their options in light of the results that have been received. So that support is there all the way through, and we are there to help you to get to a destination that you really, really want to get to. So if you need any help at all around those results, the team is there and we'll have lots of people on hand to help you. So the final thing to touch on here is just university finance. So information on university finance is available through a presentation that has been provided by the finance officer at Huddersfield University. Now, it's really important that you inform yourself about financing of university studies, as you will need to apply through a separate process. This is explained in the presentation. This presentation can be accessed via the link on the web page, which you will have just seen. I will direct you to that in a moment. For additional information about student finance, there's a link here below, gov.uk/student finance. Other useful websites that you may want to have a look at obviously include sort of student finance through UCAS, so from that which is explained through there, and also having a look just at our examination section on our own school website. Finally, it's important that you contact the sixth form and key people in the sixth form for any help and support that you require. So you've got Mrs. Jackson's email address there and Dr. Gregson. Alternatively, you can contact myself or just the sixth form just generally, and we will direct your question to the person who can best provide an answer for you. So whether it's accepting offers and that UCAS process, whether it's that post-result support, the sixth form team is here to look after you, support you, guide you, answer your questions all the way along. As I say, the student finance information is available through the additional presentation from the University of Huddersfield, and that information is always provided independently, and therefore you can access that most up-to-date information through that presentation. So thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. I hope it's helped to clarify the UCAS process. If you've got any questions, please just contact the sixth form directly and we will support you further. Thank you.